Returning to the kitchen to learn to make healthy and economical meals for our family is a goal for many of us. But do we really have time to cook? Today on It's About You, Chris Duncan, Family Consumer Science Agent for Oldham County, will dispel the myth that cooking at home takes too much time. We'll learn how to make quick meals by using some key ingredients, utensils, and appliances. Chris, what are our first steps that we need to know in learning how to plan and prepare meals in our own kitchen?
Well, I like to plan a menu, probably for about 2 weeks at a time. I think about my family's likes. I think about what's on sale at the store, maybe some coupons I have, and utilize them. I also like to think about maybe what I have on hand and start planning what we usually like to eat, or try some new things. Maybe find some new recipes on the internet, or look through some of the wonderful cookbooks that are available. A lot of times the recipes in a lot of books these days, you can just take them out and go right to the store with them if you don't have time to sit down and write a grocery list. So I must admit, I've done that.
Chris, what are some things that we always need to have in stock to make sure that we can fix quick and healthy meals?
Well, I always like to have pasta on hand, and I have to have some rice, and usually whole grain rice. Of course, the flour, salt, sugar, a little brown sugar. Oats are great to have on hand. In my freezer, I always have some frozen vegetables, mixed vegetables, sometimes some blueberries. Usually have a little chicken, a little ground beef frozen. In my refrigerator, I have eggs and milk, carrots, things to make salad with. I heard on the radio just a few days ago that grocery stores have about a 6-week cycle on their sales. So if you catch something on sale, you can stock up and save quite a bit. Whether it's vegetables, I bought cans of beans for 25 cents. You can watch for closeouts. And the meat, in the meat department, a lot of times they'll have a certain day when the meat goes on sale too. So learning, getting acquainted with your meat department manager is an important thing too.
Chris, in addition to food, we also have to have some basic utensils and appliances to make sure we can cook at home. What are some of your favorites?
Well, good tools make work easier, so it's always good to have knives that are, you know, they don't have to be real expensive, but if they're sharp, it helps out. Kitchen shears are always useful. It's important to have measuring. If you want the dish to turn out correctly, you need to measure. Use your measuring cups, a liquid measuring cup, dry measuring cups, and your measuring spoons. Tongs are very useful in the kitchen. And of course a good cutting board, and these days we try to have at least 2 cutting boards in the kitchen, one for your fruits and vegetables and one for meat.
In addition to some of the utensils you've shown, what are some appliances that you just can't live without?
Well, my favorite's the microwave. You can defrost frozen meat in the microwave, you can soften margarine, you can have your fresh vegetables ready in 5 or 6 minutes. You can brown your ground beef. It's just an appliance that is so easy. And one thing I really like to do is fix my oatmeal in the morning with it instead of buying those packets, which are a little, well, quite a bit more expensive. I just use regular oatmeal. I take half a cup of oatmeal, a cup of water. I chop up a small apple and put a little cinnamon on it, and 5 minutes in the microwave and my breakfast is ready. And I, of course, add a little milk and maybe a little sugar or sugar substitute, and I'm good to go.
So the good thing is that microwaves are definitely a cooking utensil, not just something to reheat.
Exactly.
Well, Chris, in addition to your microwave, what are some other appliances that really speed up your meal planning?
Well, I love my crock pot. We fix chili in the crock pot, and of course we make a lot of chili, and it's of course always better the next day. So you have more than one meal when you make chili. So this one travels too. So if I have to take a dish somewhere, this is a great appliance to use. You can even make desserts in your crock pot. You can bake a chicken. There's so many things to do in your crock pot. Another appliance that I haven't used a lot, but I'm finding it's more convenient than I realized, and that's the pressure pan. And you can use that especially with your produce right out of the garden or from the farmer's market. You could fix your green beans, potatoes. You can also cook a roast. You can do lots of things in a pressure pan.
And it will speed up cooking, right?
It will speed up cooking. It will help preserve nutrients, and it's not hard to clean up afterwards either.
So when you use both of these type of appliances, you can make larger quantities at one time. But what's the best way to do if you make more than what you need for one meal? What's the best way to store it?
I freeze in serving sizes, maybe for 2 people. Sometimes they even freeze individual servings and take it for lunch. So it's very convenient, and a lot of times you just grab it out of the freezer and run out the door and heat it up in the microwave at work.
So making your own frozen convenient meals are much more economical than buying those individual servings in the freezer at the grocery store.
Exactly, and you can also control the ingredients. You can watch the salt, watch the fat, and if it has sugar in it, you can control the sugar.
What are some of your favorite quick and healthy recipes?
Well, my family loves beef noodle toss, and it is so easy to make. It's just ground beef, 2 cups of water, 2 packages of those ramen noodles, you know, the things that college students survive on all the time, and a big package of mixed vegetables. And you brown your ground beef, then you add 2 cups of water, and your ramen noodles, break them up, and then you want to add your mixed vegetables, steam them or let them cook for 5 minutes or so. Just kind of keep an eye on them, and then you can add the seasoning packets, or you can leave the seasoning packets out and add a little soy sauce, or just eat it the way it is. Put a little green onions on the top, and you've got a meal. You can feed 6 people with that meal very quickly.
Chris, I can smell the finished product of that beef casserole. Is it ready to eat?
I think it's ready. Let's see. Oh, definitely. Okay. So it's a very colorful dish, and it really fills you up.
It smells great, and the good thing is, as you mentioned, is that you get at least 1 to 2 servings of your vegetables in this dish as well, which we know for sometimes, especially kids, it's hard to get them to eat enough vegetables.
Exactly. This is our sneaky nutrition, that we want to get those vegetables in those children's diet. Then we want to add our green onions and just kind of sprinkle them on top. And I think research has shown that children who help prepare the meal are the children who will eat the meal.
Chris, what are the added benefits of preparing and eating meals at home, in addition to the fact that they're healthier and they usually cost less?
Well, it's a great time for your family, and really meal times are usually the only time the family can get together, share their experience for the day. It's a great time to make plans with your family. It's a great time to reflect over what's going on in the family.
So even in a busy schedule, we need to find that we can cook quick meals and still enjoy a time around the table.
Yeah, exactly. That time around the table is so important for the children as they grow up. They learn your values, and I remember being at my parents' table, and that's the way my children grew up. We sat around the table.
For more information on how to make quick and economical meals for your family, contact your local Cooperative Extension office.